I'd never seen so many people at a banquet like that before. I was blown away. And I remember thinking to myself, well, I've kind of become somebody, I guess. I mean, come on, in L.A., really, Dan? Surely that my table must be with the mucky mucks, right, in the middle, right, because they have the tables like this, and then they have the rest of the tables. And so I went up to the thing, and I said, excuse me, my name is Daniel Gutierrez, and I'd love to get my table. And I'm all, just kind of strutting my polyester. Thank goodness my date looked a lot better. And he hands me the ticket, and I said, come on. I was proud. Come on, let's go find our table. So I went to the mucky muck area, and lo and behold, there was no table 54. That was my table. So I looked and looked and looked, and finally I grabbed someone. I said, excuse me, where's table 54? He says, oh, come on. And as I'm walking, I'm seeing these huge televisions. Have you ever been to these big events? It's huge televisions so that everybody can see. And he kept walking and walking. And my goodness, had he walked any further, I would have been in the kitchen. Because my chair was literally up against the wall to the far back. I remember sitting down, and I sat my date down, and she looks over at me and she says, not very important, are you? Yeah, exactly. Come on, ladies, what's up? Now, anyway, so I said, I just remember sitting there, and if you've ever been to a big event like that, they have this voice that comes on. They call it the voice of God. And all of a sudden you hear, ladies and gentlemen, your master of ceremonies. I don't know who it was, but I was going, wow. And I remember sitting there looking up there. Hear this small town boy, and I'm looking up there, and I'm thinking to myself, I want to be that person. And so I looked at everyone that was sitting around me, and I said, hey, guess what? Guess what? They're like, shut up already. I said, I'm not going to shut up. Tell me what? What? The next time I step in this room, I'm going to be the master of ceremonies. And they went, drink your wine. I said, okay. I left that day, and I never forgot what I said. 3 years later, I get a call from the board of directors of the Soul Awards, the chairman of the board. He says, Daniel, we know you're a busy guy, but would you honor us and be the master of ceremonies for the Soul Awards this year? And I sat there, and I grabbed a piece of paper. Hang on. I'm open. I didn't have anything on my calendar. Come on. So I was so excited, like I was going, wow, are you kidding me? And then he says, great. Oh, Daniel, one thing. Do you know how to use a teleprompter? I said, a what? I'm from Texas. I didn't know they read off of some glass. I mean, I didn't know. Sure, I've done it plenty of times. No worry. So here again, I'm in a dilemma. I need two things. A date and a tux. I didn't bring a date, so I scratched that off. But I said, what do I do about the tux? And I thought, oh, I've got that $65 tux in there. So my crazy self says, they won't notice. So I decided to put on this polyester thing, and I get to the Kodak Theater, because they asked me to be there early to do sound check and all the things you do before cameras. And I walk in, and the manager of the people that do the tables were having a meeting. And the guy goes, hey, get over here. I guess my tux looked like theirs. So I went over there and sat through a 30-minute meeting. I did. I was scared to move. And he looks at me and says, do you know what table you're serving? I said, sure. Oh, you should have seen the look on his face when all of a sudden you hear the voice of God. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's show, your master of ceremonies, Mr. Dan Gutierrez. And I walk out there and I go, he's like, right? But I got behind that mic, and I looked out there, and I couldn't see because there was 4,000 people. And I said, hey, where's table 54? I know you're there. I know that I can't see you, but you can see me. And let me tell you something. Don't ever let anyone tell you because your back's up against the wall that you can't be standing right here where I am right now, because 4 years ago or 3 years ago, I was in your seat and I declared that I would be the master of ceremonies, and I am your master of ceremonies tonight. Wow, the place went crazy. It went crazy. That's dreaming big. And I think about that day, not too long ago at the Kodak Theater, and I think about what is it that we need to have in order to accomplish a building like this, in order to see beyond. Most people only have sight. It takes vision to dream big. People who have sight are the ones saying you can't do it because they cannot see beyond what they see in front of them. But visionaries are different because they see beyond what they see in front of them. They see beyond when they put something like this up and says, it will be done. And so I thought about very quickly, what is the things that we need to have? And the thing that came to mind was, you must learn to stand in your truth. You must learn to be who you say you are. And stand in your truth no matter what. That day when I was sitting in that chair, I saw myself up there. Now, some other day I'll tell you about what happened with the teleprompter. Because that was funny. But stand in your truth. Because when we start to dream big, what happens is people like to tell us what our dream is supposed to be like and not like. And if you stand firm in your truth, you will see your dream come to fruition. The second thing that I think we have to have is you have to release the resistance to the end result. Whew, that's a lot, huh? Releasing the resistance of what you think it's supposed to look like. Releasing the resistance to whatever's out there that your ego wants to say it's supposed to look like this. And I'll give you a quick example. I used to speak in colleges, and I would say to them this, releasing the resistance, and they'd go, what do you mean? I said, you know, all you gals and guys in college, you've got a picture you cut out of a magazine, you said this is going to be the girl I date or the guy I date, and you're single on Friday night. That's releasing the resistance. Not going to happen, baby. Right? So at the end of the day, what I'm saying is you release the resistance to the end result. Hold the commitment. Hold the idea. Hold the dream. But release the what and how it's going to happen, and it will come to be the way it's supposed to happen. But ego gets in the way, and we want to just control things. And the last thing that's important, and I know that everybody in here does that, and we're doing that here today, and that is celebrate life. Oh, life is wonderful. The fact that we're here in these chairs and we're breathing and living, life is wonderful. Is life tough? Yes, then do life tough. Do things get you down? Sure it does. Celebrate anyway. And I think that somehow, I was always the kid that, you know, people would say, well, I'm in a room of manure. And I said, well, there's got to be a horse in here somewhere. It ain't here by itself. Right? So really, what I'm here to say today is never, ever, ever quit believing in your ability to dream big, in your willingness to take risks, in your beingness to just go for it. So there I was sitting in front of God, and I said, how big can I dream? He said, so big, son, that only I can help you. Whew. He says, but wait a minute, before you go, remember this. In order to do that, you must step into your greatness. And you must remember that the dreams of today are the reality of tomorrow. Keep dreaming. Peace and blessings. Thank you.